I think this is very powerful to be able to make every day like conscious decisions what you want in your life. It's from a strategic approach to production, producing content, to distributing it, to meanwhile even having an own event series now in New York. My whole life I'm just a big fan of serendipity and finding also challenging situations like something beautiful. You can just be who you are. That's what I always love in like the New York vibe.
Welcome to the She Did It show. Get insights into business and marketing strategies from inspiring female leaders and creative entrepreneurs. Whether you are starting out or seeking inspiration, the She Did It show has something for you. Subscribe to our channel, leave feedback, and let's get started. I'm your host, Daria Mudrova, and I'm thrilled to announce you our guest today, Svea Fina. Svea is an entrepreneur and the founder of Fina Digital, a leading digital marketing agency based in New York City. Originally from Germany, Svea made a bold decision to relocate to the United States several years ago. Prior to establishing Fina Digital, she had a successful career as a model. However, her passion for the dynamic world of digital marketing led her to venture into entrepreneurship. Fina Digital specializes in developing innovative strategies, creating engaging content, and implementing effective communication techniques that have the power to transform global brands. Svea's impressive portfolio includes collaborations with companies such as Cartier, Avon, Google, Mac, Lufthansa, and other amazing brands. In addition to her entrepreneurial endeavors, Svea is a keynote speaker at digital marketing events. She uses these platforms to advocate for sustainability and explore the positive impact that artificial intelligence can have on driving sustainability and efficiency. I'm honored to have Svea join us today, and we look forward to diving deep into her experiences, insights, and the inspiring journey that led her to where she is today. Welcome, Svea Fina.
Hey Daria, thank you so much for welcoming me. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure having you here today. Finally, we met, and I'm excited about our conversation, about your experience, your entrepreneurship journey, about the milestones you accomplished, digital marketing, so many topics we'll discuss today. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So how your entrepreneurship journey started? How did you start your digital marketing agency here in New York City?
I actually started with my agency already 10 years ago. I studied cultural sciences and economics, and I've worked for Bayersdorf for Mont Blanc. But before I did some modeling, I was traveling, like besides doing my school and my high school and my exam, and between like studying, and I always loved that lifestyle to like travel, to be in international cities, to work with creative people. Yeah, kind of smoothly shifted into more digital marketing. Everything kind of came together. It was a lot of hard work then in the end, but it was kind of a fluent path to entrepreneurship.
So yeah, you mentioned that you had a successful modeling career, and how this transition happened. So you just one day decided, so I do digital marketing, and it just was smooth transition. How that was?
In the end, it was like connecting the dots. Like from my perspective right now, it was like all very obvious that it happened like that. But those days definitely not that smooth. But yeah, I did this for like many years, like modeling. I was in Paris, in New York, in Japan. It was great for me to build a career there. But on the other hand, I was always like, my father is a doctor and my mom, they were always like, education is the most important. And I'm happy that I got raised with that value and with this like with strong values, and with like education is everything, especially for women, as we both know and agree on. So I was always curious about also understanding the world, and like my studies gave me the perfect foundation for that. But I always wanted to kind of, be free and independent. and so it was a perfect opportunity. I teamed up with a design studio. They asked me like, like so many photographers, designers, like filmmaker, you're like very good in writing and texting and presenting. I did some presenting there as well, like what you're doing here amazingly. And so it just came together. Opportunity was kind of stumbling in the first meeting. It was for a private equity company together with a design studio, and they directly signed a contract for letting us do like a video production for them. And so that was my first client, and ever since it kind of moved on, and because I've had the roster of like really good people in the industry already, I kind of like worked like, yeah, it just all happened, and I just always evolved and grow like while doing my business already. And I had always like great people who trusted me and gave me the option to like, show them what I'm capable of. That is like, it's always the foundation of everything. Yeah.
So it sounds amazing. Seems like your first step was connecting with the designer agency, and you found your first big client. Could you share a little more about further milestone and the growth of the company, how that evolved?
Yeah, I mean, like starting from my first client, like everything kind of like, it was like a lot of word of mouth. So other clients kind of were interested in working with us, and so we kind of built the spectrum of services we're like offering right now. So from a strategic approach to producing content, to like distributing it, to meanwhile like even having an own event series now in New York. It's like, that's why we just shifted our name from Fina Digital to just Fina, because we were like, it's so much more than just digital. How we started, those days were like digital kind of a new thing, and I was like, okay, that's like basic. It just happened in a way, but it was also like, of course, always a lot of work. But I'm so happy that I'm like working with people ever since. Like one of my producer, I worked with her. She did photo shoots with me when I was still modeling, and now we do like big campaigns together for a big brand. So it's so much fun, and it's just such a good feeling to really grow with your team, to grow with people, and to have that loyalty and trust. You can really like know, this is solid and this is good.
So where did you start your agency? In Germany or in New York City? How that?
Yeah, first of all, I started in Germany, where I'm coming from, in Hamburg. There I kind of established already the brand, and we signed up for a pitch for a project in London for a big beauty company for Avon. And I was like, okay, let's do it, let's go for it. And so we got this, and I spent some time in London. So that was kind of the first step to become more like a more international company and brand. So you always say like, okay, you first of all start in Europe, and then you go to London, and if you can make it kind of there, then the US is kind of your market, you're ready for it. And so it happened, but actually it was, the fun thing is, it was not completely my plan to come to New York. I always loved it. I've been here mostly like for private reasons. And then when I came back, like around that time when I was in London, I fell so in love with the city. I just loved it. It was like, and ever since, I mean, the last years were of course a bit challenging with the pandemic in New York, and like the whole world didn't have that completely that completely normal life, but yeah, it was just very inspiring. I just felt like this is the best step. I have to do it right now. Life is short, and just do it, because here is like so much excellence. You meet like the greatest people, the smartest minds, and you meet also people who are really dedicated and who are really committed to put in the work. and they were really also are able to overcoming some challenges. And I mean, we all have been there, like coming here, it's like amazing. On the other hand, it's like very humbling experience, right?
That's true. Absolutely. Yeah. Did you experience like any challenges moving your business here? So any?
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, it's just from the like romantic idea, and like what also like a lot of my friends here and like business partners and working with a lot more US companies, it was kind of, I mean, you have to, I needed the foundation to have really strong American companies and brands who kind of sign up for that. Like I get my visa. So it was like for the visa process, like necessary and mandatory to
What's
have.
a visa?
Like a work permit. Sorry,
oh, right.
like a German word. Like it's a work permit. Yeah, to get your like a work.
It's complicated.
Yeah, exactly. So I needed to have like a lot of excellent work already and showing them some excellence already that I was like able to enter kind of, you know,
space. Yeah.
And then also to set up to build everything. So it was I had like the greatest partners and team and everything, so that made it possible. But it was a lot of work. So from the romantic idea of, wow, this is amazing, I'm working with, I love New York, the people here, I am working with the greatest brand and US brand, so the foundation is kind of there, to like really being here and selling. And it was like a tough, challenging process, and I always had to be like, okay, let's do it.
How did you reach American brands? Have you been proactive? Did you put efforts?
I'm just like in my whole life, I'm just a big fan of serendipity and like, and also like silver lining, like finding also challenging situation, like some bliss and some luck and something beautiful. So with American brands, it kind of happened with this one bigger American brand like Avon, and we did a digital transformation project, which was really cool and trending. And so I all of a sudden I met someone from Netflix, and you know, I was kind of, that was like nearly the fastest process of like studying, you know, because usually also bigger companies, we have like some, also Lufthansa, they have like a long procurement process. And so but it, like I was lucky to always find like people, and it just all of a sudden kind of came, because I think I'm like, or people tell me I'm a good networker, I'm like around, I'm like in big vibrant cities. So I always had people also in these big companies who were like, I want to work with this company, I want to work with this girl and her team, this is like what I want to do. They're great in what they're doing, and because to go through all this whole procurement process is kind of like a big thing, and the people, they really have to want to work with you, so to have that trust, and this is like what motivates me the most.
It's working with amazing people. That's a big part. You mentioned about Lufthansa brand. I know that you do amazing collaboration with artificial intelligence and impact.
Amazing preparation.
Could you please share a little bit about influence of artificial intelligence in your marketing strategies working with this brand? And
the interesting thing is, actually we did like the communication of a project for Lufthansa, who like tried to who's like a Google and Lufthansa corporation, like a joint venture where they try to reduce emissions with AI. So that's a really cool thing, actually. And this kind of project, so AI is kind of, and sustainability also goals, like we will talk about this later, I think. There are like always like in our work as well, like we are, what I really love with content marketing, like and like full service communication, what we all offer, we really understand what is going on when it comes to technology right now, and like brand building and sustainability, like what is right now trending, what are the biggest challenges, and how to address them and how to overcome them. And like talking industry specific about AI, it's just like such an experimental field still, right?
For marketing, I know like AI right now, I mean, it's for a while in the market, and lots of like in education, maybe like in some healthcare, they use already AI in many ways. And like we already have integrated like Alexa, Google, everything has AI. But the marketing industry, it's something new, and I feel like it's just coming.
So right, yeah, it's a big, it's a huge shift, and I think people and agencies and everyone has to, in this whole ecosystem, has to find out, because it's here, not as you just mentioned in healthcare, etc. Like I said, just aviation. It's not about just process optimization, or like, I mean, they can do crazy great stuff there, and like it's more about also creativity, and we are very we treat that in a way like very openly. I talk to my team, and I in the beginning of like all the things starting, and I said like kind of try everything out, like just, you know, we want to experiment with everything, but we are always aware of like our creativity, our like freedom of thought, our minds are still like a lot stronger. We are extremely aware of there is so much AI created content already out there, you can tell, and it's tricky, you know, you have to be careful. You have to be careful also when it comes to like sustainable brand strategies. You have to be authentic. You have to be like just protect your authenticity and your like brand strategy and like your heritage, and you have to be careful with using these technologies. You can have them as a support, and sometimes for research, etc. But there are also some confidential reasons also why not to use it. Like with some, if you like, I don't know, let AI run like text like a press release or something like that, you shouldn't do that. You know, this is also not really correct. So I think it's an experimental field, and it, first of all, and it's a lot of cool stuff there involved, but it's also like, first of all, it needs education. Like education is everything. So we set up just right now like a tutorial, and you do also great content and like helping how to use the tool.
Exploring this area. It's just so amazing and new and just inspiring.
Exactly, explore it, but we need a lot more expert like you and I who really guide our clients on their way, because it needs a lot of education still, because it can be also dangerous. So we have to be aware of that.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, like, being authentic and following the trends, you need to find this balance. Even when you work, just without, even if we don't talk about AI, just generally, how do you guide your brands in that way to keep that balance, being authentic, to keep this heritage, and to perform still in our current time, and to follow those trends?
Very good question, and very complex question to answer, because it's like there is right now, I mean, also even what we offer, like there is a lot, and like it depends if you're a B2C or like a B2B brand, like what is your audience, like what is like other stakeholders which are maybe interesting and like relevant for you. So we work a lot also with companies who have like investors, so you have to be always like
keep all the interests.
Exactly, you have to, you know, like know your customers, to get to know them, like know everything about them, kind of like, of course we have like data driven tools for that, and you can do a lot of really cool stuff there to really serve your customers the best when it comes to B2C and B2B, or when you're like having investors, like how, like in what kind of press, what kind of media they're interested in, like to have also like to also build like personal brands for the founders, for like relevant people there as well. So this is like has to come all together in a very aligned way. And on the other hand, when it comes to B2B, also like, I mean, you have also the challenge to really be outstanding and like surrounded by so many different other companies who are also
the competition is huge.
Excellent.
Seems like with current media, especially, like I'm feeling like the podcast, when we talk about this format, so many brands with huge budgets come up to this scene, in purpose to promote their brand and to engage with their audience in a different way. And it's amazing that is going on right now. Yeah, if you are a big brand and you work with big brands, so it's probably the huge change right now also.
Yeah, it's as you said, it's about like an open it's about open mindset, like explore, be able to like to have the right tools to explore in a good and productive way, and to it's all about the production value, how we always see that and explain it to our clients. It's always about like how much budget you put into the strategy and to the overall like creative strategy, what we love and what we're really good at, and then how to what kind of content you need to create and how much media budget do you need. So there is like always a bit this like scene of online marketing. They're always like, we need to have more media budget, we need to drive like sales and conversions, you know, like let's do it. And on the other hand, like more these agencies like we are in that kind of tradition, we're like, okay, let's keep the brand heritage alive and let's be authentic, and that's just, you know, that's not, you know, like conversions like on a fast pace are not just everything. But we kind of like we offer both, because we understood that if we come up with a great strategy and like online marketing doesn't do the job, it's not gonna work. So we offer everything, like a full service communication approach, because to really make sure like everyone in the whole setup is doing their job. And as you just mentioned, we work with big brands, definitely, but we work also with mid-sized enterprises. So we are not like, and for specific startups as well, when we think like, okay, they're really making an impact, they are outstanding, the founders outstanding, they have a great approach, then we also team up there. But we are very flexible as a team and as with our approach.
Amazing. So, but regularly when you come to the brand, what your agency offers to the brand? What's the package? What
we offer everything
zero from the ground.
Yeah, right. Or when it comes to like what we did with Netflix, like we want to explore a new target group, you know, like then we come up with a creative concept about how to do that.
Yeah.
And then we produce content, photo, film, text, design content. We do this in international hubs, and then we distribute it with online marketing or with classic PR campaigns. We do events also in that kind of spectrum, but like event not specific. We do more the creative approach for the event and then team up with other partners. And also on the whole way, we have like a lot of collaboration partners when it comes to more just purely production. So
do you source your production team in New York City? So it's more like contractors, right? People who work with
exactly.
You.
So we work with internationally, as we have a strong bond between like across the pond between Europe and the US. And
so
we work
both,
exactly. We have a lot of US companies who we can support to be better visible and approach the DACH, like German, Switzerland, Austrian target group in a better way, because we have deep knowledge there, and we have also like the content like team for like German speaking countries.
It's amazing. So you work like here, and so you promote the brands also there.
Exactly, and the brands as well here, like, you know, upcoming really cool brands who are already in the States, but some also who like
everywhere
who want to come here, and so we support them. So to really make it, and I think this is
make it
also here. This is also what is like so inspiring for me. I got invited last year to the German embassy and like for executive roundtable, and it was so cool to have a conversation with all these companies who like made it here and who have a heritage here. And so I think it's important right now to also support the intercultural conversation exchange, because right now, as like it's economically a bit challenging for all countries, you know, everyone is like more, you know, in their own space. So
make it more global,
right?
Just to maintain those conversations, to educate about different aspects of culture and business. Wow, amazing. But yeah, so how you came to New York City here, right? Which challenges did you experience? Which ups and downs? What excited you here and what disappointed you here?
Yeah, great question. I think New York is like, it's just, you can just be who you are. That's what I always love in like the New York vibe. You can just completely explore the city, but also explore yourself. It's just the people who you meet here. It's like so much excellence, like not just from like all of the US states who are kind of the best talents, so but also from Europe and also like from other countries, like to connect here, to really like go on that journey and to be like, I'm committed to this journey. Let's see what comes in my way, but like we will get there.
Sometimes
we will handle it. And it's beautiful. I mean, it has so many beautiful locations here, so much to explore. I love this playful energy in a way, and you know, there's like that it's in the state, everything also like every project has to be like also has a fun aspect. That I love that, because in Germany, like I love Germany and I love still to work there, and I like have my family and everything. It's my roots, my cultural roots. But sometimes you are a bit like, do one thing, do it properly, like a bit rigid.
So he's more creative, you feel
yeah,
like,
and you can be
more
much
open.
more. You can be. I had kind of like in Germany.
You can do this and that, and
right, yeah, and like also with like modeling, did some modeling before. I mean, I studied, made a proper study, but I've always felt a bit like, yeah, I had some modeling career, and maybe that's not good for business. I have to be like hiding, also like building a personal brand. I was always a bit like, no, like I'm a bit behind the scenes and build some good,
some serious stuff.
Right, exactly. And here it's like you can just be like wherever you are.
You
can be
both.
Like, exactly, you can be so much, and like, so you can have so many shades of your personality and can show so much of who you are and what is all like your talents and different perspectives of your personality. That's what I really love. But of course, you were asking about challenges. It's also sometimes challenging because it's a lot to come like somewhere else completely far away from home after, especially, you build some established career there, and you kind of are used to also like a bit, you know, that yeah, it's cozy in Germany also. It's not, you know, there are also challenges, but it's cozy, and coming here and like, it's just an expensive, crazy city in a way, you know. It's a lot to navigate. Also during the day, what you see, what you like. Me as a very sensitive person who's like getting all like
exposed
a lot. Yeah, it's a lot, but I think it just shapes you, and it sharpens your character, and sharpens what you're good at, and you learn even more to be super selective and like in a good way, and like finding the right people, finding the right surrounding, and really and have so many people who are coming from abroad who support each other. So it's a great
thing.
Energy. I love that energy.
What would be advice to someone who would love to start the same career as you did in digital marketing, to young professionals who just wondering?
I would recommend to just really commit to work really hard, because it's very hard. Even like modeling, I mean, it just gave me the opportunity to learn how to work really hard, and also to accept a lot of things where I'm like, or like this hectic, like after like behind the scenes of like a fashion show, and then you go out and you're on it, you know, you're just like, you have everything, you have it together, you're on the spot, you know. And that is this energy I like helps me a lot in my entrepreneurship. And this is, I think, comes with a lot of experience, a lot of also overcoming challenges, grow as a personality. And so I would recommend like go out there, be also a bit persistent. I have a new girl on my team and she was so persistent, and I thought she's too young to join us, but she's really good. And so it's be persistent, like serve the people you want to work with, and to, you know, and don't be like vain, and just like go for it, and also ask for support, but just serve and, you know, work hard. And then you build some strengths, experiences, and, you know, with more and more experiences, more and more situations in your life, which are more and more challenges you overcome, you feel more like safer and stronger in your personality, and people will recognize without even telling them, you know. And this is, I think, what is very important, and also the excellence you build there in your work. So just go out there and work.
Yeah, I mean,
and enjoy and explore and enjoy the journey.
In the process. Yeah, it seems like, oh my gosh, it's I would love to talk more, but there's so much time. So I'll just ask a couple more questions. And yeah, what would you recommend? Any books, podcasts about marketing or brand strategies which companies could implement, or young individuals? Your favorite maybe?
Good question. I listen to like a lot of different podcasts. I love podcasts.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's such a great opportunity to learn through, like, you know, executives, through like leadership, like personalities who are really good at something. And so also because it's like, as you are doing it perfectly here, that they are also able to share their past and their personal experiences there, not just, you know, the work and how to do it properly. So I listen from like US, UK, some German entrepreneurs, and how they build their businesses, about creativity. Also, like my favorite, like also a lot about yoga and all spiritual. And I think it's also empathy and understanding people and being very people centric, not just with a team, also with people in general, is a big is very important for the advertising industry. And so and also to figure out who you are, what you want in your life, right? And to like go deeper and to also recharge and relax a bit. Besides this,
I think it's really great when you deeply understand yourself. This is how you can understand customers and potential customers of your brands, when you have this foundation first. Right. So this is where it comes from. Yeah. This expertise and knowledge, so you can explore more things.
Exactly, and I think it's always good to choose the right podcast for you. Just think of, okay, which expertise I wanna build, like what do I want to learn, and then you have to check out who's like who you feel like is representing that in a great way, and then to pick one who's maybe already like top level there, top notch, and then to pick one maybe who's like still on the process, you know, and then to like always see like you have like a goal, a milestone, that's where I want to be, but then like do the work in between, like do one step at the other, and like do really like a lot of workshops, join like great networks. So it's a lot about listening and like get some inspiration, but also do it, you know, don't hear like hundreds of podcasts, don't hear hundreds of business or yoga podcasts and just like chill, like hear like the selector, like a great selection, and then do it, like do the work, do the yoga, do whatever, but like
so like to keep focused on some specific
exactly.
Yeah, it's great. What's your definition of success?
I love that question. I think it's a combination out of freedom of choices, like being really able to decide, I want to live in this country, I want to do this job, I want to be surrounded by these people, I want to, I don't know, do yoga every morning. Whatever makes you feel happy. I want to have this green juice or like whatever. And I want to have like a puppy or like whatever. It's just I think this is very powerful to be able to make every day like conscious decisions what you want in your life, to feel good in your body and to feel good mentally and with your whole body and everything, and to feel surrounded in the right community. And the community can be your local community, but can be also like more an international kind of community, family. For me, it's very rewarding to work with my team. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of crazy cool stuff and a lot of successful projects. And we overcame a lot of also challenges in the pandemic, like not being able to sit together and anyway working mostly virtually and remote. But of course, like then we lacked this opportunity to connect, and so we have that again. And I really enjoy working with these talents. There are sometimes that successful, some even don't wanna or don't kind of need to work anymore in my creative team, but they're like, we want to work with you.
Oh my gosh, this is so important.
It's fun. So that's good.
To have people you love to work with.
Yeah, and I have like also, especially here in New York, like Howard Lehman was like a big entrepreneur. Like we're friends. We were like, hey, come on, we're supportive. It's like, you are now in New York and this is right. I always knew that. So that is a good feeling. And meanwhile, a big success is for me also like building my team, like also getting being connected with younger entrepreneurs, younger women, to support them, to be able to just share my experiences. This is also very rewarding, and I feel like that's also a form of success for me personally.
Wow, thank you so much for our conversation. I appreciate you. How people could find you? Could you please share?
Thank you. Thank you so much, first of all. It was such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure meeting you and having this conversation with you, and can't wait to continue.
Yeah, I would love to. Just we unfortunately have limited time right now.
This is New York. We're like, go fast.
That's true.
No, thank you so much. And how people can find me, I'm on LinkedIn, Svea Fina, and my agency is like Fina.agency. So I'm also on Instagram.
He will be contacted.
So there's a lot of opportunities to connect, and I would love that.
And thank you so much for joining us today on the She Did It show. Remember that the path to success is not always easy, but with determination, hard work, and strong support system, you can achieve your dreams. So go out there and make it happen. And please subscribe to our channel, leave your feedback, and see you next time on the She Did It show.